The views and opinions on the Craig L. Hayes Show do not necessarily reflect those of Westgate Resorts, ownership, or management. And now, on with the show.
Welcome back to It's Showtime, the Craig L. Hayes Show.
And welcome back, everyone. We are in the show. It's Showtime with Craig L. Hayes, and we're here with Jeff and Frieda Morgan at the Westgate Resort Las Vegas, here in Las Vegas, obviously. And we're in Elvis Presley's dressing room and in the International Showroom. It is an honor and a pleasure that we're able to be here and do the show that we're doing right now. And we're going to continue on with talking to Jeff and Frieda about their adventures. I think we could at least one more episode we can get out of this thing and talk about our stuff.
It's just trying to remember everything.
Yeah, and then you're going to get home. I guarantee you, people.
Oh yeah,
go, oh man,
I have 1,000 different
I
things
have
we could have
1,000
discussed.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, everyone always tells me that same thing when I call them up and say, "Hey, your episodes are on." Oh, I came up with a whole bunch more. Well, maybe we'll do another one. You know, I am not opposed to that, but I haven't repeated anybody yet.
Well, I'll forget then.
Yeah, and that's the problem. You know, people think they're going to remember. You know, let's face it, we're over 60, all of us, and you know, our brains just aren't remembering the stuff like we used to. The recall button.
Right.
And I think we forget how to push the recall button. So maybe that's part of it too. So anyhow, let's talk about for the next little bit here for this last episode. What have you been doing? Since I know you're still working with Pat Bash and his stuff.
Yep.
So what are you doing?
What I do for him is I'm the rental sales manager. I'm also a man of 1,000 different hats over there. I do a lot of his CAD work, a lot of drawings, 3D stuff. I somewhat kind of run the shop as well. Any of the projects that we got coming up, and I do my drawings for them. I'm working with fabricators out there. We're making sure that they kind of follow the guide, per se, although we always end up changing things occasionally. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing with him at this point. There's occasions where I have to go out on site, install a truss system. Sometimes we do a lot of video wall installs. I have to design truss systems to be able to support the video walls, whether it's self-climbers, whether it's ground support, things of that sort. So I use Vectorworks, love the program. Just recently became a certified core user. Starting next year, I will start working on my professional certification with it. Vectorworks is an industry standard software that has actually expanded into the architectural as well.
It does lighting and stuff too, right?
It does.
Okay.
It does.
I've heard that from some lighting
Yes,
guys.
yes.
Vectorworks sound really
You
familiar.
get the entertainment module in there. Absolutely. If you got particular lighting boards, you'll be able to connect it into Vectorworks. You can record everything there. You can see your whole light show before you even go on the road. It's incredible software what it does.
Wow.
Yeah. It has a module called Braceworks. If you're designing, truss systems overhead and assigning chain hoists to the truss, you can put whatever lighting that the library has, you can attach it to your systems. You'll be able to run an analysis through Braceworks, give you an idea whether the system is going to hold or not, whether the motor is going to hold. Print out a full report that you can hand off to your engineer and allow him to verify that the numbers work. So a lot of Encore is a good user, is a good example. They use it as well for a lot of their venues, the properties that they do in the ballrooms. It's throughout. It's a huge development. A big product for not just our industry, but other industries out there.
Yeah, I'd heard about that before. I pulled the pin on and guys talking about Vectorworks and how they put it all into this and all the lighting and it figures all these things out. And it's like, man,
The new version that came out now also expanded into video walls. So they've got a lot of video wall modules now that you can drop in. Patching is something that they're using now with Vectorworks and the lighting and everything. You draw your whole patch boards, everything. Video wall. You can grab video and actually apply it to Vectorworks as well, and you'll be able to see that image come up, the content. It's incredible. That's something I'm gonna look more into because of some of the things that we do. We provide for our clients. So
Nice stuff, huh?
it's incredible. I'm loving it. Yeah.
Good stuff. Frieda, what have you been up to since you retired?
Once in a while I make costumes. You know, people still call me up. Nothing much.
That's the point of being retired, right? Just
Yeah,
do whatever you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of fell into this thing. The book that I wrote, It's Showtime, it's basically what's led to this podcast stuff going on. Because I had those stories that I let people tell a couple stories, and there's like they got to tell 2 stories, 12 people, and after people read it, they've said, "Oh, I have stories too, and I have stories. You should write another book." And I said, "I don't want to write another book. I've done 5 already. Good grief!"
Right.
And I said, "But I could have somebody talk about it and tell me their stories," and that's what led to this.
Yeah. I've listened to a few of the other podcasts, and Mike Palmer, for instance, I mean, he brought up a bunch of names. He must have come in right after I left. I think his dad or somebody was working here, may have been here at the same time that I was here. But Mike mentioned a lot of people. We had Pat, Al, and Little Pat in here talking. Al mentioned a lot of names that I completely forgot about. I remember working with a lot of them over the years. These, and I'm looking forward to listening to other of your podcasts and listen to these other individuals, their experiences as well.
Oh, cool.
Bring back a whole lot of memories, which is
Doesn't it though?
Right. Yes, it does.
Yeah, because everybody I sit with, almost all of them I've known for quite some time.
Right.
And then they throw a name out, and I said, "Oh yeah, him. I remember him.
Right.
I remember." So to me, it's really cool for me too. And I've just really enjoyed doing that part of it. And
You flash back to when you first started in the industry, and then these people that you've run into, you've worked with, at different venues. The recollection of that individual, your experience you've had with them, the experiences in the industry, everything, it's just phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. We thank you for what you're doing here to make this happen for all of us.
oh, you're so welcome. No, it's we're trying to keep some of the history alive.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
I really just want to preserve some of that stuff so that kids, grandkids, whatever, can sit there and go listen to what my dad used to do. And that's I'm going to plug my other podcasts. I have one that's more like politicals, philosophical, and it's called The Craig L. Hayes Show, Just Thinking. And then I have one I just started called Main Street, The Craig L. Hayes Show. And that one, I'm just talking to, the last guy I had on was a dentist, and up there in Enterprise, Utah, and he just started telling his life story, and I'm like, this is going to be interesting, people's life stories.
Right.
And that's what we're doing here, but this one is only showbiz.
Right.
Yeah, I had it all together at one time, and then I finally said I can't have all of this under, the one moniker. So I had to split it off into a couple different podcasts, so people knew what they were getting into.
Right. Well, and over the years too in this industry, we have all seen technology change tremendously. I mean, to the point right now, dangerously close to where IA is going to take over, we believe, with a lot of the jobs, a lot of the acting and everything that's out there, cartoons, things like that. Growing up, Las Vegas Scenery, building shows and everything else, where our CNC was a jigsaw or a router with attached to a stick, cutting circles, and now CNC machines are out there. You do a CAD drawing, you send it over, you program the machine, and you cut the stair pieces out, or you're cutting sweeps or whatever, to exact specifications. It's changing tremendously. Even lighting is different with DMX and everything else. Now we're talking LED lighting, video walls. Everything is changing.
And there's really no shows.
And that's what I was trying to lead into that a little bit, going, what is the future for us, for stage, for theater people, for entertainers? You know, when you know, now we have AI entertainment and AI albums out there that are just, you know, blowing people away on how good they are, created completely by AI.
I just saw an article this morning, Toy Story 4, where they're one of the characters that Don Rickles voiced over. They're bringing his voice back through AI. They've collected data of him talking, you know, when he was doing the other movies there, and they're going to replicate his voice through AI.
You know, it's amazing, but scary.
Absolutely.
You know, I don't know what it's going to mean, and I don't think anybody really has a grasp of what it's going to mean for our business.
Right.
I have a guts to telling me it's not going to be all good, but at the same time, I think it can also be pretty amazing on some of the stuff that it's going to be coming up with. So I don't know which way to lean on this, but it's just going to happen, people. It's just going to happen, and there's no stopping it. The genie is out of the bottle.
Right.
So.
Yep. I mean, and for stagehands now, basically it's conventions. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a couple shows on the strip,
But
that's
not a lot of conventions is IA either. That's Teamsters. So
yeah, and at Wardrobe, there's maybe 2 shows on the strip. You know, young
but,
people
you
trying
know-
to do this stuff.
right. But I think a lot of the show issues relate back to when corporate took over. We've been seeing a lot of rooms shutting down, a lot of
Yeah.
conversions, I think, happening right now too. So
Yeah, and entertainment isn't the number one thing on people's priorities when they come to Vegas anymore. You know, they found that people make that the hotels that have the big clubs and stuff. That's where they really make their dough.
Yep.
You know, it's not even in gaming like it used to be. You know, the whole town, everything is in this cycle of change, and it's going to change drastically again. I mean, we saw the time where, you know, because every show in town is just about Cirque anymore.
right.
You know, and eventually that's going to come and go. That'll run out too, because people say, "Why go see a Cirque show? We're tired of that." What else do we have out there now? Are people going to pay to go see a video wall or a holographic AI entertainment?
I think new technology is going to bring in a whole new bunch of people that are very interested in seeing what it can do.
Yeah.
Something new. This is something new. I'm going to go see an AI show. When the Sphere opened up, obviously, my wife went to see Wizard of Oz over there. Absolutely enjoyed it.
Oh my God.
Total different
At
experience
the
for people.
Sphere, it was incredible.
Yeah. I've seen clips of it, you know, from people putting it on Facebook, and I'm going, "This looks amazing." Then I saw the price. I go, "Not that amazing."
Right.
You know.
Well, you know what? It was actually worth the ticket, actually. I mean, you know, I've seen concerts and stuff, but that was an experience of a lifetime.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
I
like
just
you're
have a thing-
actually inside the tornado. Where can you go and watch a show that you're actually part of it?
Yeah. They are actually pushing the envelope in that place on all kinds of things they're doing in there. And but I don't know. I see a ticket price hit a certain level and start going above that.
Right.
I'm out.
Yep.
You know.
Oh, I know. Well, the Wizard of Oz, it's the cheaper side. I wouldn't go see a concert there because it's so expensive.
Oh yeah. What was it like? The Eagles are like $3,000 for the front row there. Or
Yeah.
something. It's like holy.
Well, even the very back. I mean, there's actually wherever you sit there, because of the way it's made, there's no bad seats. You know, so even if you had a cheaper ticket, but the cheaper tickets are very expensive. So people like us aren't going to go. I'm not going to spend $600 or $800 to sit in a back row of a concert.
No.
Imagine trying to go to McDonald's with a family right now too, where for dinner for four is 40,
Yeah.
50, 60 bucks.
Yeah. Yeah, things are out of whack a little bit right now, and that's for sure. That could lead us into my other podcast with, just thinking,
Yep.
talking about stuff on that on other fronts. But, no, I think entertainment is going to take some real drastic changes, but I still think we're going to need, and I may be wrong, but we're still going to need some guys that musicians can play and good singers on a stage. May not in the big showrooms, but in lounges and stuff like this. I miss the lounges.
Yep.
Man, I miss the lounges. Everyone had lounges, and they had such great acts in there.
Do they still have that lounge here?
They do have a lounge here now.
Okay.
They have a showroom with the lounge where they were building it. Remember the one right across from Benihana?
Right.
Now, almost into the lobby, they have the iBar lounge.
Okay.
And it's just a stage that we built, and they usually have like 3-piece bands on there, and but they've had some stuff that's really been cool out there. When Bo Doyle was here on Automation, he has a group called Bow and Arrow, and that perform in some lounges around town, bars and stuff. And when they were here, he would go out there to play on like a Friday night, and half of Manilow's band would go out there and play with him.
Mm.
And so all of a sudden you've got like this huge horn section. You got the horn section, you got guitar, you got everything going.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah.
That's what I miss about the lounges. That used to be all the time in the lounges.
Every
down-
hotel used to have a lounge.
exactly.
The old lounge that was here too was used in Christina Sting was up there singing for that movie $1 Million Proposal as well.
Oh, okay.
I was up there doing rehearsals, I think the night before they actually filmed it, but $1 Million Proposal, Christine singing on that old lounge stage when I was here.
Yeah.
So,
Way back when.
yep,
We say way back when, but it was literally over 30 years ago. So,
right.
and no, I just miss the lounges because when I was down at the Mint, we'd do shows, and people who were playing at like Willie Nelson
Mhm.
would be playing at the Golden Nugget, and he'd walk across the street and get on stage and play with whoever was playing. Those are
Yeah.
the things that were
Yeah.
like, that was the Vegas that I'm missing.
We've had a few people come through the lounge when I was working there. John Stamos, I believe it was, not Stamos. I think it was Stamos. Anyways, he showed up in there and he was talking to somebody. Somebody's pissed off at him because he's in the way, and his wife had to calm him down. He said, "That's who. That's John." But, oh, it was like no big deal now. But saw Carlene Toronto talking to a gentleman out there. Had to be one of the guitar players for Alabama when they were performing in the showroom here at that time. So we brought in other people. Again, working with Tiffany in her reunion show when she was out here. So I got to meet a lot of great people there, a lot of pictures with them, a lot of photographs, So lounges were great. The only thing I hated about the lounge was getting home at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning.
That was the downside, yeah.
Yeah.
Even at the Riviera, after the shows, we'd go to the lounge.
Yeah.
Cookie Jar would be playing there.
Cookie
but-
Jar, and a whole bunch of different ones were out there.
Yeah,
It
but
was-
it didn't matter what band, because from the shows, the performers would come and they'd get up and sing with them, or somebody would get up and play, and
that's the Vegas I miss. That's the stuff that, the only place I get close to that is at Arizona Charlie's on Decatur, where they always on Fridays and Saturdays have
they have a
good
live
band.
band.
They have good bands in there, man.
Yep.
I've seen quite a few. I'll go up there on Friday and Saturday and just check them out for like 20, 30 minutes on a set and go, man, that's how it's supposed to be.
Right.
That's how this town is supposed to be. Every hotel should have this noise going on in it, But the corporate people just say, nope, not going to spend the money on that anymore.
Yeah, they just want to come and go to a club and
Yep.
get bottle service, whatever. They don't.
It's changing. And that's the thing. It's always, everything is always changing. But I guess, we just want to be back like it was when we remember it was so
Right,
cool and
exactly.
and fun. And everybody who's been in Vegas and lived here any time could probably say the same thing, no matter how old they are, So let's see what we got here.
We're just very lucky that we were able to experience these good times in our lifetime. So, and very lucky that we can be here today just to share them.
Yep.
Not just with you,
Yep.
but all your other listeners as
were
well. So,
lucky we were here in the heyday.
Yeah, we had some good times going on here.
Lots of shows, lots of work. I mean, and actually Las Vegas without showgirls, that's like showgirls kind of made Las Vegas.
It is a weird thing not to have any there's no Casino de Paris, there's no Follies, there's no Lido, there's no Jubilee, there's none of this stuff anymore. It's just this stuff. I guess the time has passed it by.
we got the Raiders, we've got the Knights,
And we're gonna
soon to have the A's.
I like the baseball one though, because I'm an Angel fan, so
Yeah,
that'll give me plenty of games to be able to come back down here from Utah and
yep.
see some ball games, because I don't like going down to California anymore, going to see games or anything. So
Yeah. Yep.
I stay out of California as much as I can.
I hate the drive between here and there.
Yeah.
It's the only run of freeway that I've ever driven where you pass in the right lane.
Yeah. For some reason, people think that the left lane is a drive lane. Yeah.
I had to go there one year. We had a rental at the LA Convention Center, and I had to run a base plate over to the convention center. Left lane blocked, couldn't get around. I finally got around. There was a lady in the left lane doing about 60, 65 miles an hour, got her sunglasses resting on the bridge of her nose, and she's got a book open on the steering wheel. So,
I've seen that in LA a lot of times.
Yep.
And it's like, how are you able to drive? But, how are you guys able to text and drive too? You can't. That's why you get in wrecks all the time, you dorks. So,
but yeah, excited about the A's getting here. We've finally just experienced the first time seeing the Silver Knights in town, up in Henderson. I thoroughly enjoyed those games up over there. So, yeah, I like to see a lot more sports.
Maybe showgirls will come back. Who knows? The show's changed so much. Maybe somebody will pitch a show in one of the hotels.
Yeah, somebody's going to have a really good idea, and it's going to click, and it'll run for a couple of years before people stop coming again.
yeah. And that's it. Vegas can reinvent itself if it's given the opportunity.
Correct.
It just needs to be given the opportunity, and hopefully some corporate people understand that, things have got to change in a lot of different areas, and, so they don't drive this town in. Greed doesn't drive this town into the ground. So
Correct.
hopefully well, Jeff and Frieda, thank you. Thank you for
you.
coming here and spending a little time with me, a couple hours out of your weekend, and it's been really great having you here. Seeing you guys again. I haven't seen
Absolutely,
you.
it's been a
Yeah.
while.
I can't even think how long it's been since I've seen you.
Yep.
And it just seems like, we sit down, we start talking. It's like, oh, we were just talked last week,
Right. Yep.
But that's the business we're in and the lives we live. But thanks once again.
Thank you.
And we're going to continue on doing this. And as long as I'm allowed to do it, we're going to keep getting the history of Las Vegas saved on our YouTube channel, so you can hear about all the fun and exciting things that used to go on in this town. Until then, I think I'll take it away like this.
You're listening to It's Showtime, the Craig L. Hayes Show.